Morning, everybody. Welcome to Lockpod, Season 12, Episode 20. This is the Midwest's most dangerous podcast coming to you live from the Nika IBW Powerian, Indiana Lake County studios.
Man, you got that thing locked down.
I am getting better at it. This
You
special
sound like a
guest
host.
today, special guest host covering for the caboose. What the compass?
Compass.
The
yeah.
compass,
He's got
the
so
moral
many
compass.
Aaron
Yeah.
McDermott.
We could call him the bottom, too. Caboose.
He's the bottom.
What's up, Jill?
Oh.
Hey.
What's going on, Vez?
Hey, good morning.
Hey, I wanted to let everybody know Lockpod on Friday, July 5th, is going to be off the air. So we're going to take a rare day off on Friday, July 5th. I think you can figure out for the obvious reasons why.
Yeah, it's a good idea. Gonna be out late shooting off fireworks.
Oh, yeah.
But City Hall's still open. Get your ass to work, people.
Yeah, I mean, City Hall's open because
We're just not here.
That's right. Bad boss. I won't be there, but I mean,
That's fine.
people will be.
It's fine. It's their choice.
Burn a vacation
They can
day.
take a day. Yeah.
Someone
That's
will be
right.
there.
Burn a
Yeah.
vacation day. It's a good.
That's a good vacation.
It's a
day to
good
take.
mayor, though. I make everybody burn one day of vacation so they can have a 4-day weekend. It's good,
Yeah.
it's good stuff.
Yeah.
The taxpayers love me for it.
There you go.
My employees are turning the show off right now.
Yeah,
We just
should have.
lost
a
That's
the
all
floating
they were
holiday.
listening for. to
Yeah.
find
Yeah,
out.
right.
Like, oh damn it!
Yeah. Hey, Wordle hint for the day. It's a tough one. I don't know if
You still playing?
Yeah, I lose. I'm on a competitive game with Kevin and Jana and Phil Talon and who else? Marissa's on there. She never plays.
Who's
And
the
then
winner?
JFK. Every day, every show, every game pretty much was Jana, and then she backed out. Jana's got. Speaking of, I wanted to send condolences to Jana Smith, Kevin's wife, and to Kevin Smith and to Jana's family because they suffered a loss in their family, which is why Kevin's not here. Jana's brother, Randy, tragically passed away at a very young age, 61. So very sad. And so obviously Jana is dealing with that and Kevin is dealing with that. And we want to send our condolences from Lockpod. We're all thinking about you guys.
Yeah, that's terrible.
It is.
Very, like 61 is... I used to think that was old when I was young. Now I don't think it's so old because I'm almost there.
I was gonna say you're getting close.
Yeah, that is not cool. Yeah, but no, Jana wins Wordle.
Yeah. Where do you finish? I think
I've
listeners
never.
need to
Well,
know.
we don't like finish all the way to last, but
Uh-huh.
I'd be pretty close to last, I'm sure. But
maybe change things up.
I should.
Yeah.
I changed my starting word. I did. I went to it really bad because I used to do like adieu, ADIEU.
Oh,
I'm like, I'm getting all these
That's
Straight
vowels
out
out
of
of
the
the way.
Sound of
That's good, though.
Music, huh?
Yeah? Is that
Yeah.
what it? Yeah, I guess. I mean, I
Yeah.
didn't really memorize the soundtrack, but
It's a big
I don't
song,
understand
but okay.
the word.
what is it? What song? Sing it.
It's the
Adieu,
farewell
adieu,
song. Yeah.
What is it?
Female deer. Yeah.
Oh, that was. I know that
Yeah.
song. Okay. No, I used the
So
do.
why do they allow
Adu's a bad
foreign
word.
language?
They did. I don't know.
Because I
It
used
must
to
be.
do adios.
Adios. That's a
Yeah,
good one.
It
But
is,
like the
why-
Wordle people, they anticipate people like that,
Mhm.
and then they like make the starting words like all consonants.
So who's the big winner in this all the time?
Phil's always good. Jana's always good. Kevin's always good. I'm usually bad, and so is JFK.
Who are the first and last ones in?
Kevin's always the last one in,
And he's
Which is-
winning a lot.
always winning, which is
Strategy.
bullshit, right?
So
Strategy.
people start with a certain word.
Yeah, he has.
Yeah.
I think him and Phil
So
know
he's
each
got
other's starting
knowledge.
word.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
Everyone
Kevin knows
talks
because
about
Phil talks about his starting word, and then
Everyone
Kevin will
talks
turn
about
in a friggin' Wordle. It's a game. I'm done at 6 a.m. every day of my life. I get up, do Wordle, go on my day, right? Kevin is done at like 11:45 p.m. He'll turn it in like 11:59, wake me up.
Googling.
And then it'll come in, ding! And then I'm like, fucking Kevin and his Wordle, man. And then Kevin will be, oh, goddamn, I got it in 2. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, no wonder.
Yeah.
You
He
knew
knows
Phil's
everyone's
starting word, you knew
yeah.
my starting word, and then
Yeah.
you deduced it down to
Yeah.
2, right?
Because how do you guys show how many? What do you just put
We
the
have
numbers?
a point system. We have a point system.
Oh.
It's a good. It's a good point system, except for we should have a time limit on it. I'm gonna recommend that
good.
for the next round.
6 a.m.
Kevin and his bullshit 11:45 p.m. posts.
Seems
I
like a
agree.
lot of work for a game.
It is a lot of work, but I never fucking win, and I'm still in the game because I'm a good sport, and they just beat me. They beat me down, but I am winning right now currently, and I am winning currently.
Because you're the only one who
7:40
submitted
in
a
the
word.
Well, like yeah, half of our game is dealing with
Yeah.
family issues, and
Yeah.
while they're distracted, I'm going to sneak in one. I'm
Some are
trying.
sleeping. Yeah.
I'm going to try, but yeah, that sucks. So
Yeah.
Wordle, for those of you, I'm not going to give any hints because there's a lot of people that play Wordle.
Yeah.
But- Fourth of
I
July
think you need
coming.
to switch things up.
Yeah, yeah, I did. I switched my starting word, but
I didn't know Wordle was still a thing.
Yeah, me neither.
dude, did you hear about that house in Griffith that blew up with fireworks?
I'm shocked.
Yeah, I saw saw and had memories float back very quickly on last time I shot a firework too.
Yeah, I stopped shooting fireworks.
Yeah.
When what happened with the one in Griffith? Do we have a video of it?
7 injured and multiple homes damaged. All right, we got to check this out.
Do they have video of it?
Yeah.
Holy
Let's see
crap.
this.
All right, let's see this. What was this off of?
This is ABC 7
my
reporting on this.
God,
It looks like a
dude.
ring camera.
Oh, my God.
Wise. Okay.
Take a look at this. This is surveillance video captured from a neighbor along the street. You can see a bright light from what authorities are
Holy
calling
crap.
a fireworks accident. Griffith police say it appears that a private fireworks show at the residence on the street had a firework malfunction. We also have video of the aftermath captured in the daylight.
my
Neighbors
God.
along that block telling us that some of the
Broken
debris from the
windows.
explosion ended up inside their homes. This happened around 9:30 last night on the 900 block of Arbogast. Police say 4 houses and 10 vehicles were damaged. Neighbors who were home at the time say there were dozens of people enjoying that private fireworks show outside when things took a turn.
Heard a big explosion. I come out and I see a bunch of people running in the whole neighborhood, nothing but smoke.
Jesus. I even interviewed that guy. I heard a big explosion. Really?
Yeah, no kidding.
Shocker.
It was, I thought it was
4th
the
of July.
magical silent type.
Yeah.
Wow.
So if you're putting on a fireworks show and you fuck up a bunch of people's houses, do you have to pay for that?
Oh, yeah.
Or is that-
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Oh, yeah. You're liable when you shoot them
right.
off.
Damn, that's going to be expensive.
Dude.
Make your money, people.
I guarantee you this is how it went down. They probably, because they have these huge ones that they shoot off way into the sky, and they're like, you have to be on a stable ground.
Oh yeah.
Like, I've seen,
Key component.
yeah,
is-
and if because
Yeah.
they'll they put forces on the box,
Yeah.
and some of these boxes are top heavy, and if that box kicks and falls over and starts pointing at the audience,
Yep.
it literally starts shooting projectiles at the audience. I'm
It's-
speaking with knowledge here.
Yeah, it's a war zone.
It is a war
You're
zone.
ducking for cover.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Why? You know this from experience?
Yeah.
huh?
Oh yeah. We had our brother-in-law may or may not have with the
Scott's not listening.
yeah may or may not have. I think it was an 80 shutter.
Yeah,
Shoot
it was
back
at the end of a
us and
pier,
start-
right?
Yeah, end of the pier. We had
He was shooting it out into the
collateral
water.
damage.
No.
And it turned around.
houses and boats.
started
and-
firing at our
yeah,
family.
Yeah.
Oh, my
We had one older relative of ours that stood in defiance in his seat and didn't budge.
Our dad.
Our dad.
Some say
Yeah.
he didn't even realize there was a malfunction, but
Yeah.
you know that's
Some
a
say
debate
it
in the
is
family.
to prove a point of why we shouldn't be shooting at fireworks.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
is that what he said?
I mean, the attitude seemed like,
Really?
yeah,
I wasn't there.
I'm going to take a hit for you guys and prove a point.
He stood literally
He
sat there
sat
drinking
there.
his wine, and it
Yeah.
was shooting fireworks right at him, and he was just sitting there.
I'm G.I. Joeing
I can picture it.
fully intoxicated down the grass up the hill, trying to make my way towards the house, and we had missing dogs and
Oh, yeah, that was
yeah.
a shit show.
Yeah.
I can't feel my legs.
No,
So like
it was
after
a bad
that,
episode.
Aaron stopped shooting off
I
fireworks.
did. What was yours? I know you got one.
What might happen the next year? Because these fireworks are legal where we live, and they're like major, like industrial fireworks. You
Oh,
could
yeah.
buy them, like I could buy them down the street. So mine was these fireworks that I would shoot off. I would do a parkway show. I have a park in the middle of where I live, and a lot of the neighbors got used to my 4th of July show, and I would get these mambo major fucking fireworks, right? Shoot them off, and they would explode like the big ones. I'm like, Jesus, this is so amazing. And I remember the brand I was using because they were awesome, and they would shoot up, but they were super powerful. And I remember that brand. And the next day I was reading in the paper about the same brand that another person was using, and he lit it, and the firework didn't go off, and he waited for a couple minutes, and then he went over and he peeked over the top of it, and it blew his fucking face off.
Well, that's just
Oh,
natural
yeah.
selection.
Yeah, it
I
is
know,
natural
man, but like in
selection.
front of his whole family, the guy got his goddamn head blown off, and
Ooh.
it fucking scared the shit out of me. I'll be
Yeah.
honest, I was just like, oh, I'm done with fireworks. Can you imagine?
Was he
Happy
done?
4th of July. My dad has no head.
He was
you know?
literally done.
He was. Oh yeah,
so bad.
Dude, they keep on shooting him off at that point. They're like, okay, we'll
Yeah.
break off. I
Yeah,
mean,
just
like if
move
they're
them
not
to
really
side.
good friends, they're like, yeah,
Yeah.
let's take the smaller
Yeah.
ones. We'll go over
I mean,
and do
we
our own
still got a
private
show.
display. I mean,
You
it's
know,
still the
still the
4th.
fourth.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, if you're not related. If
I
you're
mean, they're
related.
starting it earlier and earlier. Last night, 11:30 at night, we're hearing fireworks. go
11:30
off.
at night?
11:30 at night.
Well, we're in
yeah.
the legal period, aren't we? No, I don't know if we
I
are
don't
in the
know.
legal period.
Yeah.
I don't think people give a fuck. I'll be
No,
honest with you.
I don't think anybody.
They
gives
care
a
about
fuck.
as much as they
Yeah.
care about the marijuana laws.
Yeah.
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 Which
Speaking
is,
of,
they don't care.
no.
Yeah.
You know.
I got a good story
got-
about that for, I think it's second segment.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got Amy Blaker, councilwoman from Winfield, coming in today. She's a great guest. She's going to be in our 3rd segment.
Awesome.
So we got a legit show. You know, I tried it when Kevin's not here. I try to like hit grand slams. And then he'll never leave again.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Especially for family emergencies.
yeah,
Like,
obviously family emergencies take
just kick it
precedence.
aside and come here anyway.
It's like, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
The show is on. But by the way, the show is not on Friday again. I want to remind you all. But we will be. Yeah. I mean, it's the 5th of July. We're going to be.
Are we rolling a clip show that day?
That takes effort.
Yeah,
Are you
don't
kidding
do that.
me?
No.
Like, John, did you get that clip show ready? Did you get that clip show
He just
together?
swung
Just
on
the
me.
greatest hits. Can you roll that together?
We did like one clip show. It took like 12 hours.
Just show that one again.
Yeah, that was
maybe I
from
should.
season. You know, I did go through for a
mix
while.
it
I was
up.
doing like a greatest hits from when we're not here. I have a couple clips.
Do you?
Yeah, I
Nice.
did, but I stopped a couple seasons ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
We're in season 12, Aaron.
season 12, year 3.
4.
I want to know when Aaron stopped watching because he came in and he goes, "What's
Season
with
1.
this white deer?"
Oh, did he?
Clearly, he's not watching.
That was last season.
Yeah.
That was that stupid Crown Point deer.
Oh, I know. It was
You
by
live
my
in Crown
house.
Point, yeah.
I know.
Did you ever see it?
No.
Do you think somebody ate it?
I mean, why
When
not?
they killed it,
Yeah, I feel
somebody
like you
ate
should.
it. I think it's very
It's
possible.
probably I mean, that's unique, you know.
But
It's
like
albino
interesting, Aaron.
white deer.
You're
know?
a Crown Point resident. It is unique. I get it.
Yeah.
You know, but like when it broke its leg, if it's that unique, why didn't they keep it alive?
True. Yeah,
Right?
you take it to the vet, take it down to
Put it in
Purdue.
a zoo.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Yeah.
At the very least, why isn't it stuffed somewhere?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Great point.
because somebody
Yeah.
ate it.
Yeah.
John
Yeah.
Cantrell's right.
I mean-
Somebody ate that thing.
Yeah, he should.
John
I mean,
Cantrell called it out right away. He's
It's
like,
like some special, special meat, I would imagine, right?
somebody
like a
definitely tried it out.
delicacy.
Somebody tried it out.
I mean, you ship that to China, I guarantee they're eating that. It's a delicacy
They
somewhere.
eat everything in China.
Yes.
All right,
Oh,
now
yes.
our
Yeah.
Chinese audience is
I'm just
tuning out.
saying.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, they know.
yeah. They were like, we would eat that thing.
Yeah.
Shit,
Yeah.
Americans would
Yeah.
eat the white
They
deer.
eat
That's-
horses.
I don't think it's
Yeah.
just Chinese.
No,
The
I've
venison
eaten deer.
sticks,
Yeah.
Venison, yeah.
Albino venison sticks are even better.
Delicious,
I'm
probably.
sure.
There's
They-
definitely a
They probably
premium of that
sparkle
meat.
or something, right?
Yeah.
Like
that-
glitter.
somebody's definitely gonna find out.
Yeah.
See, we made the newspaper saying this shit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
we
the
did.
title.
Is it
Albino
like
venison
wagyu?
sticks.
Like wagyu, where it's like extra fatty.
Right.
It's got that like sizzle when you get on the grill.
Something. So we all agree
Yeah.
that deer did not need to die just because it had a broken leg, and
No.
somebody made the decision to kill it.
Yeah.
All right, we all agree.
It could be stuffed.
That's
Aaron's
what
got to
Jill
be
said.
careful because
It
he
should've
lives
been.
out there. He's
I love
gotta-
this. Aaron lives in Whitehawk, by the way, Crown Point resident.
Very
Don't take it out on
close.
us. We all live in Hammond. You know, Aaron's a Crown Point resident. He agrees.
Very close.
That deer
to
was
this
murdered.
too. I've never seen it.
That albino deer was killed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And stuffed.
Yeah, and stuffed.
yeah.
And not stuffed, and eaten.
Yeah.
Right. Good job, John Cantrell, for uncovering that. And John
Yeah.
Cantrell is a criminal lawyer. He knows what he's talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He knows.
Yeah.
How you feeling this morning
I feel good, I think.
from the weekend? Did you
Oh,
enjoy?
yeah. I hurt my back somehow.
Did you?
Yeah, I'm limping around. I don't know if it's from the party. I was with
Or from the-
Aaron over the weekend in Nashville for our brother Brett's bachelor party, which is why I missed the show Friday. So I came back a day early so I could watch Jill's concert.
Yeah.
What a good guy I am.
Yeah.
I felt like a total
I
dick
was
not being-
shocked, to be honest with you.
I flew back from Nashville to see that show, and Jill, it was freaking awesome,
They were
man.
very good.
High Rider was so good. They were a dead cover band from Indianapolis. High Rider, HYRYDER.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I'm going down to Indy, and I'm going to that bar, the Mousetrap, and I'm going to watch them because
Wow.
Aaron.
Mousetrap. I've heard that. I've been there. I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a dead band,
Yeah.
dead bar, right?
Yeah.
Dude, these guys sounded perfect.
Really.
It was
Nice.
unbelievable. As soon as they started playing, there were 10 seconds into the first song, and I'm like, wow. Like, as soon as I heard it, it was like perfect.
Nice.
They were like young dudes from Indy. They were super cool. Yeah.
Now, do they do the same theme where every song's supposed to be different?
Yeah.
Every version.
Yeah. Every
of it?
I imagine I only saw
Every
one
show.
show.
Yeah.
I don't know. I imagine usually Dead cover. They're not going to do us that show because
Yeah.
Dead never does that.
Nice.
They played at the Bluebird, I think, the day before, and they were trying to not do the same songs at our place as they did.
They were
The
asking.
Bluebird in
Bloomington.
Bloomington. Nice.
Yeah,
My favorite
that's
10
right.
cent Tuesday beer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Probably inflation's probably increased it, but
It's like 15.
15
So
Quarter. You got to round up.
quarter. Yeah.
we
Yeah.
just skipped over something here.
What's
you
that?
go to Brett's bachelor party and your back's hurting. Let's talk about it. Let's get into it.
Yeah.
What
happened?
it's not. I think the back's hurting independently from the bachelor party. I'll be honest with you,
All right.
because my back was fine
you
when
did
I
go
got
for
home.
a run.
I did. That was
Long
brutal,
run,
wasn't
too.
it?
Yeah.
Because we were like, we were out in the sticks a little bit, and I understand why. I made fun of Aaron, but like
Place
we
is
were
awesome. Just
It
for
was
the
a cool
record.
place,
Yeah.
but like we had no pool, and it was like 180 degrees.
Oh,
It was-
come on.
dude! It was so hot.
It's
That's
so
a
hard to
prerequisite,
find,
Aaron.
No, it's hard to find a
Thank you,
pool
John.
out there.
Thank you.
For
Yes.
17
We didn't even have a little kiddie pool. We were
Yeah.
we were waterless, man. The only water was in the shower. But and then we were like 3 miles out.
Yeah.
And the cool thing that we discovered after about a day there is you could scooter back and forth. So
Yeah.
I started taking advantage, and I like scootering. So
Yeah,
it was
no-
like,
Note to self, it's 100 degrees in Nashville in
dude,
July.
super brutal.
So hot.
Disgusting.
The nighttime
Disgustingly
was
hot.
brutal.
And it smells
Yeah.
downtown, so it's
Oh.
not any better in the summer.
So we were on the roof of like Jason Aldean's. We were on the roof of John Bon Jovi's,
Mm-hmm.
and then you guys went to the third night. Where'd you go?
What's the Wallen? Or we went to
Morgan Wallen's?
Waller's band.
Really?
Or
Was that
Park.
cool?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You
And
got to
then
throw
back to
chairs off the
Aldean's.
roof?
No,
you guys didn't go to Tootsie's or anything?
No, I almost did when I left, but I just to say. But on the roof, I've never seen I'd never been to Nashville before this, and I pictured in my head, like I pictured it being like New Orleans, like the French Quarter. I've been there, and it's awesome. I like it, but it's dingy and dirty, and like the bars are sort of suck. It's just like small and dirty, right?
Yeah.
So that's in my head. I was picturing Nashville like that, and when you took me on the roof of Jason Aldean's, it fucking blew my mind.
It is
I was
amazing.
like, wow, this is so awesome.
Yeah.
It blew my mind.
It's
Like,
changed so much since I've been there.
dude, it's so cool.
It
That
is
little
so
skyline,
cool.
and the bars are just like facing the skyline, and you're on the roof, and it was like, Jill, it was like 85 degrees at nighttime.
Oh.
It was fucking hot as hell, and it was so on the
Pouring
roof.
sweat.
It was, yeah, dude, it was so a really cool trip. Like, had a good time. I had to bail early because I didn't want to let Jill down.
Smart move.
So I did 2 days with you guys, and no, I was actually sad because
Yeah.
you guys took the fucking group picture after I left. I was like,
They
you
did it on
pricks.
purpose.
We'll
Fucking
Photoshop
pricks,
you in.
man. I'm like,
Did
what
we?
a bunch of dicks, man. Like, oh, good idea. Good time for a group picture. McDermott just left.
Oh, that's right. We did.
Dale and I both
Cool.
left. I guarantee you Dale's got similar
Yeah.
frustrations.
I don't know if everyone is at that point there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I a little sad. But then again, I was hanging with Jill and watching High Rider, and that was super cool, too.
You
Yeah.
could have hurt your back when you hopped up on the ledge there. That was impressive.
Thank you. Which ledge?
The one you sat on the
Oh,
whole
yeah. No, you know what? I'm pretty sure I got it from picking up my dog.
Oh man.
A big bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a really big bitch you got there too.
She's a big,
She is a
stubborn
big
bitch,
bitch.
man. God
Yeah.
damn, dude.
Which one?
Lucy.
Lucy?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
man. She's a pain in my ass, and she's like 100 pounds, like a little block of 100 pounds.
How old's Lucy now?
She's old as hell, 11. And I took her for a walk the other day, and she is impossible to get into the car. So I had to sort of
Oh
like,
yeah,
lift her.
you went take
Yeah.
Lost Marsh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where that photo came. That's a great photo.
Oh,
That is a
thanks.
good
Mercer
photo.
took that.
Awesome photo.
Yeah, we go after the golfers are done, by the way.
Nice.
So, but
That's one of those you frame, man. That's a good
Really?
photo. Yeah.
no,
That is a
that was
good
Marissa.
photo.
Honestly, I found Marissa. I didn't even know she took it. I was just walking with the dogs. So
Speaking of Lost Marsh, you guys took down a victory the other day, didn't you? Were you the
yeah,
winner of
yeah,
the-
dude, at the Lakeshore
Yeah.
Chamber.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
congrats.
thanks, man. That was legit.
Yeah.
We golfed at the outing. It was who was that team? It was Kevin and me, and it was Mike Mellon and Dan Ripe. And we put that team together just fucking around, like, because we were like it's bipartisan. Well, Mike's a Republican, Kevin's a Democrat on the election board. Dan and I are friends. Dan used to be my councilman, and myself. We all know each other. We're like, let's just go have a good time. Had no intention on competing, and then we started playing really well, and we put together a string of like 10 birdies in a row, something crazy
Wow.
in a
Yeah,
row.
wow.
And then we had an eagle in there, and we're like, Jesus, we're doing really good. We had, so we weren't talking shit to anybody. We were just like acting like we were just having fun. We turned in a 15 under and like won the whole damn tournament. Got
No
125
skins
bucks.
either. That's a great score.
No, we had one
That's a
eagle.
great score.
Obviously that didn't, but like it was all birdies. And
Yeah.
Kevin Smith was like a fucking pro putter that day. I'm not even kidding when I say this. Kevin dropped like 7 putts in a row, like long putts. There was one, he had like 5 putts in a row, and we were at one green. It was like 100-footer. And we're like, streak is over. You know, it was like he was on the fringe, like way across the green. We're like, well, there you go. Streak is over. Fucking drops it,
Wow.
dude. Across the green. Like, it was that kind of day.
Are you guys playing now still?
No,
You guys-
we're not playing. Kevin may be. I'm not.
Oh.
I'm just going to the driving range. I hang with Pat on the driving range, and you know I golf in outings. I'm not even really competitively golfing, but I'm good still.
That
I mean,
helps.
I can
going
play.
going to the range helps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I was hitting the ball good. I
Yeah.
mean, and so I did. Everybody was participating. It was good. So,
Yeah.
hey, by the way, I've got big news. We have a LockPod medical expert officially.
Uh-oh.
Lindsay passed her boards.
Oh, nice.
Oh.
Congrats.
Yeah, isn't that
That's
cool?
awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Good job,
Very
Lindsay.
nice. Congrats.
Congrats,
So
Lindsay.
it's official. She'll never be on Lockpot again. She's like, fuck you guys.
She could be the medical expert.
It's the break she's been
Bring her
waiting
in.
for, man.
Yeah.
Dude, she came on the show a few weeks ago, and she refused to come on in her own capacity. She's like, I'm a guest. I'm sitting next to you.
That's true. That's so true.
Her and Kevin got
Fight
into
it.
an argument before the show. She's like, I'm not sitting there. I'm sitting next to Dad. It's like, okay, well, it was fucking crazy.
Congrats to her.
Yeah, congrats, Linz.
Congrats,
It's awesome.
Linz.
Very, very cool. So she like the day she passed that, she doubled her pay. Like
That's
literally
awesome.
doubled her pay. When her pay was solid.
Yeah.
So like nurses do pretty well. So that's awesome for her.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Good.
Wow, man.
How's business going with you, man?
Good. Really
Aaron,
good.
by the way, for those of you that aren't aware, Aaron, my brother Brett, and my brother Aaron are co-owners of Latitude Commercial Real Estate.
Yeah.
And there's other owners besides you, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah,
Miles.
but you're the
Miles.
CEO.
Yeah. Yep.
What's Brett's position actually?
Head of our retail division.
Yeah.
Our strongest division.
Yeah.
So does anything retail. Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah?
Is a big client.
He does have a lot. I
of
remember when I ran for
Dunkins.
Congress, a lot of Dunkin' Donuts were
A
putting
lot
up
of
McDermott
Dunkins
signs.
up around here. Yeah. Yeah. So local economy is great thanks to Chicago.
Yeah.
Thanks to lack of product.
You see, we brought in that $50 million, $55 million plant from,
That's awesome.
from Illinois, Meat by Lynn's.
Meat by Lynch is awesome. Yeah. Man, they like one of the top suppliers of beef to a lot of the restaurants around Chicago.
You know, it's funny. I never even noticed that until now. Now that they're in town, I was at a restaurant. Were we in Nashville when we saw it?
Oh,
It
really?
had the Meat by Lynn's logo on it.
Oh, nice.
No
next
way.
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude.
that's
I'm like,
awesome.
get the
They're
fuck
huge.
out. I've never even noticed that stuff before, but now I notice it because it's in our city.
Yeah, great story about a local businessman. I think his original was down in Cedar Lake, his original farm. And I think he bought something like 10,000 acres out
Yeah.
in Oklahoma
Yeah,
now. And
right.
Yeah, now they make specialty steaks for all over the Midwest. One of the largest dry aging rooms in the Midwest.
What we
so-
built is the humongous freezer, basically.
Yeah.
And by the way, the whole place is freezing cold.
Oh,
like
yeah,
even
I
the
bet.
parts that aren't freezing cold, you walk through. I didn't have a coat on. I was just like,
Are they selling to the general public too? I heard they're
no,
thinking about
I don't
doing
think
that
so.
at one
They
point.
should.
Yeah.
I had a number of residents after because they did a ribbon cutting, and it was like they had filet mignon, they had everything there, as you can imagine.
Oh, yeah.
And the residents that attended were
Nice.
raving.
Oh,
like,
man.
they should have like a resident room, and maybe they would. Honestly,
Yeah.
they're good people, man. And they were super happy about being in Hammond and in Indiana. They moved across the state line. Their plant moved like less than 2 miles to be here, and by moving less than 2 miles, they're going to save millions of dollars every year.
Oh yeah, tons.
It's
And
crazy.
it's not only the taxes, it's unemployment insurance. It's a whole host. Wages. So
Mhm.
lots of Chicago companies coming out here. The data centers, just general industrial users.
Have you
so-
been paying attention to the data center stuff?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
That's crazy. The one in
Mm-hmm.
Chesterton was $1 billion data center. It got shot down.
Yep.
I was wondering how that was going to work, man.
I knew that wasn't going.
Wait,
Really?
the residents
Oh, yeah.
didn't want it or something?
yeah,
it's in their
yeah. It was an
backyard.
NIMBY stuff, not in my backyard.
It's like somebody sticking it in on White Hawk and
Wow.
letting it fly through.
The thing
so-
I don't know much about data centers. I do know that they're incredible heat generators. So that's why we built ours on the lakefront. It's got all that cooling water. And the second thing that I was talking to Klinsky at NIPSCO about this, he said, Tom, your data center has like the needs, the power needs of like a steel mill.
Oh yeah.
You have to have an electric grid around there like you have around the steel mills. That's how much power they pull. So NIPSCO loves them. But like, that's the first thing I was thinking of in Chesterton. Like, they don't have a power grid that would support a steel mill in Chesterton, right?
Oh yeah, no, Well, you think about it too, like all the air conditioning that they need to have. So
There's no
by
water
that,
there?
You just hear that whistle of an air conditioning
That's
going
true.
on all day,
Yeah.
all night long.
It would have been on a former
Yeah.
golf course. But, I mean, $1 billion is going to really change that. I mean, think about it. Hammond is worth a little over $2 billion. So if Chesterton gets $1 billion data center, what they could do with that increment in a TIF
yeah.
district is mind staggering. Like, you could completely change the town with that kind of investment, but the residents didn't want it, and they shot it down, man. That's,
Yeah. And meanwhile,
I'm like, hey, we have a place over here in Hammond,
right.
come on over here.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
LaPorte landed Microsoft data center,
big
right?
one too. It's
Yeah,
all
$1 billion.
$1 billion also. That's
Yeah.
huge, man. Mayor
It
Tom
is.
in LaPorte,
Yeah.
solid dude. Do you know him?
Yeah, I've met him before. Yeah, once.
Something about Mayor Toms. They're always cool.
They are the coolest, right?
I did notice
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Not many Mayor Aarons.
Aaron is
around.
not
Not
like
many
normally
errands.
complimenting me. I'm not used to it.
Yeah.
When he said
think
that,
it's
I
for
was
the
actually
camera.
like, wait a second.
Yeah.
There's
It
got to
usually
be
happens behind your back to actually
Yeah.
compliment you.
Really?
I
I
don't want to
know.
blow up your ego in front of you.
Yeah, that was. We had a good time on a bachelor party.
Oh,
though.
yeah, it was
you know,
awesome. It was a great
Brett's
trip.
friends are really cool.
They are. They're great guys.
Yeah,
all
they
over
really
the-
are. They're really
yeah.
cool guys.
Guy from Florida coming out. Couple from California. One from
Yeah,
Colorado.
Colorado.
Denver.
Yeah,
Yep,
yeah.
the doctor.
Have you been? You've been to Nashville a couple times, Jill?
Yeah, there's a conference I go to every once in a while down
Yeah.
there.
When's the last time you've been out there?
2 years ago, maybe.
You should go, man.
Yeah, the amount of growth is just incredible.
Really?
It's,
I have.
Yeah.
It's way big. John, you been there?
Yeah, it's awesome. I saw McCartney there, and
Really?
that group Fun when they were around. Yeah,
Marissa and I are going to go see a show there. We were talking about going to see Violent Femmes there.
nice.
Nice.
You
I
know
think
the
there's
Ryman?
Huh?
The Ryman? Have you been to the Ryman down there?
Mm-mm.
Oh, it's classic. You got to go.
Yeah,
I don't. Even, like I
Right.
said, we weren't exactly downtown, so it was hard.
Yeah.
Like to get downtown.
not until late. At
yeah.
least.
Yeah, we'd get there, and you know me, I have bedtime issues. 10:00 p.m. my biological clock is like, go to bed.
What's funny is I feel like there's a stereotype typically about Nashville. You just think country, everything's
Yeah.
country, but it's very,
Agree.
very like rock and
Yeah.
hip hop. There's like
Marissa
the
told me
whole-
that.
Yeah,
She's like, Tom, like if you don't like the music, just go to a different floor. And I was
Yep.
like, get out of here, Marissa. But
Yeah.
like we heard hip hop.
three
on one floor.
floors.
Yeah.
You have 3 floors, 3 bands.
One would be hardcore
Yeah.
country. The other one would be like 80s. And then you go to the top floor and they're playing stuff that everybody knows and loves. It's like,
Yeah.
wow.
DJ would usually be on the
Dude,
top floor.
Awesome, man. I loved it. I thought it was super cool, man.
Yeah, it's a great town.
Yeah. Hey, I know you guys talked about this last week. You know, while we were in Nashville, the damn debate happened. And I made an effort. I did not want to watch the debate. I was going to watch all the afterward. And then, of course, listen to Lock Pod. And I've never seen anything worse than what I saw that night. Like every fear that we all had about electing or re-electing an 81-year-old president was completely confirmed for the
Yeah.
entire country to see.
The
And
world.
Oh
to
my
see.
God, it's so scary because like I really think that just like when Nixon lost the debate to JFK and people talked about it for decades about how one debate can kill you, I don't see how Biden could recover from this. It was just a nightmare, and I think it's universally praised as claimed to be a nightmare. But this clip right here that John's about to play, this hits home for me because in 2019 I voted for Joe Biden. I loved voting for Joe Biden. I was happy to vote for Joe Biden, and he won. But that was a completely different person in 2019 than we're dealing with right now. And this clip we pulled off TikTok is so brutal, and it shows Joe Biden in 2019 and how he campaigned against what we saw the other night. So, John, could you play that?
I think we have to make fundamental changes in
19.
civil rights. Those civil rights, by the way, include not just only African Americans, but the LGBT community.
He wants to get rid of the ability of Medicare
I did not oppose busing in America. What I opposed is busing ordered by the Department of Education. That's what I oppose.
making sure that we're able to make every single solitary person eligible for what I've been able to do with the COVID. With dealing with everything we have to do with. Look, if you will determine the outcome of this election, vote, vote, vote. If you're able to vote early in your state, vote early. If you're able to vote in person, vote in person. Vote whatever way is the best way for you, because he cannot stop you. And I'm going to continue to move until we get the total ban on the total initiative relative to what.
We get the idea. It's hard to watch.
It is
actually,
hard to watch.
because
It's
whoever's
so
keeping
sad,
him
man.
in this is evil, man. It's
I
like
agree
let the
with you,
guy
man.
retire.
It's
dude.
elder abuse.
Yeah.
And it's like he's being propped up by a bunch of people that don't want to lose their job.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah.
It's so sad. And, you know, Aaron and I are dealing with, you know, aging parents, of course, just like everybody's dealing with aging parents. And if you haven't, or you're not dealing with aging parents, you know, unfortunately you lost your parents. But the fact is, what I see in our president, it seems like we're dealing with aging parent issues. And it scares me a little bit. I mean, I wouldn't want my mom or my dad, you know, at their age, and my mom and dad are in their 70s.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want them dealing with the pressures of the country watching them debate a guy
Yeah.
like Donald Trump, who, let's be honest, he's 70-something, but Donald Trump's sharp as a tack right now.
Very sharp.
Whether you like what he's
Yeah.
saying or not, he's sharp as a tack, and Joe Biden is dull, you know,
Yeah.
not sharp as a tack.
Well, that's you know, a lot of these big accounting firms have mandatory retirement ages.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and you know, obviously age is a protected class, but we won't let somebody before the age of, 35 run, but yet, we're
Right.
allowed to
Interesting.
throw out 80-year-olds.
Oh, good point.
That is interesting. You have to be 35 years
Yeah,
old.
so how, you talk about age being a protected class, but we're not letting the 30-year-old that's probably sharp as a tack
Yeah, no
to
kidding.
be out there,
That's
but the
interesting.
80-year-old, hey, no problem. He's leader of the free world,
And keep in mind, when the Constitution was created, nobody lived to be 80.
Yeah,
I mean, for
nobody.
the fact, hardly
and it'd
anybody.
be
I mean, every once
laughable
in a
to think about it,
right.
too.
Like
Back
an
then.
80-year-old going to run
Yeah.
for president? Get
Yeah,
out
it's
of
never
here.
gonna
Like, they
happen.
die at 55. Nobody's going to make it that old, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point, Tom.
Right?
Yeah.
What do you think, Joe?
No, you're right. Like, there should probably be a cap. I mean,
It would have to be in the Constitution.
yeah, they'd
Yeah.
have to. It's never going to happen.
We'd have to literally say, at the age of 80, you can no longer run to be
Yeah.
president. And it would have to be approved and enshrined in the Constitution, you know?
I mean, there's
are they
term
really gonna
limits.
do it?
What's the difference?
Yeah.
They're not going to do it now.
No.
Because now it would be obvious that you're doing it to, like, spite
Yeah.
Joe Biden.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I thought was interesting is like throughout Biden's presidency, you never really heard anything bad about Jill. And now all of a sudden, it's like the media is turning on her. Like,
Well-
is it her keeping him in this race?
Oh, no,
Well,
I think...
it's the people underneath him.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, well, it's certainly not the vice president.
No.
She's like, yeah, Joe, you should retire.
Yeah.
Right?
No, there's a lot of Democrats that obviously came out against him after the debate, too. A ton of Democrats.
I would like to say I've been consistently critical.
Absolutely.
You guys agree with that?
Mhm.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I mean, I don't hate Joe Biden. I voted for Joe Biden in 2020, and I was proud to vote for Joe Biden in 2020. And if I wish this is how it would have went down. I wish Joe Biden would have about a year ago said, I did my job. You hired me to beat Donald Trump. I beat Donald Trump. I'm an old man. I got only a few years left. I'm going to retire, and Jill and I are going to go off and live in Hawaii. Mm-hmm. And he would be a national treasure.
Yeah,
They would
absolutely.
until the day he died, he would be treated like gold. What's so wrong with that? What's so bad about that?
Because he wouldn't have to be out here.
Right. Now
You
he's
would-
going to
you'd
be a
get
laughing
clips at
stock.
him. You'd get clips of him, and you'd
Yeah.
assume that maybe he was mentally incapacitated
Right.
instead of having it proven on national TV in
It's a
front of the world.
disgrace.
Well, don't forget the prestige media too has been covering for him forever. Just a few weeks ago, the White House was saying, "Oh, these videos of him stuttering and stuff are
Right.
deep fakes."
Right.
Yeah, right.
Wow.
He's sharp as a tack.
Unbelievable.
Sharp as a tack behind closed doors. I'm surprised at his stamina.
Yeah.
And then you see what you saw, and it's like every fear that you had was totally confirmed. So, like, and then obviously CNN starts beating the crap out of
Oh,
him. It
yeah.
was a nightmare. That's the night I came back
That's
early.
crazy.
I was watching TikTok till 2 a.m, just like, oh my God,
Yeah,
the race
just
is
getting
over. And then
torched.
you guys, and so we wake up the next day, and his people were like, Joe, you have to get out there now. You're about to lose the presidency. You got to talk about what happened yesterday. So this is what happened the next day. This is the day Lockpot appeared, so we didn't get this on the air, right, guys?
Yeah.
All right, so let's go ahead. This is Joe Biden acknowledging the fact that he had a horrible debate performance the night before.
I know I'm not a young man. State the obvious. Well, I know. Folks, I don't walk as easy as I used to. I don't speak as smoothly as I used to. I don't debate as well as I used to. But I know what I do know. I know how to tell the truth.
Is that what we've come to?
I know right from wrong. And I know how to do this job. I know how to get things done. And I know, like millions of Americans know, when you get knocked down, you get back up.
With a cane.
No, I'm
He looks
Well-
like a totally different person.
He
in
does.
the
Is
debate.
that deep faked is the question. that doesn't seem like the same person.
That's
Where
funny.
was that, Joe?
No, that's if you were peeing in a cup after that, I have a feeling he would not pass the baseball drug test.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's
I
got so many
agree.
steroids pumping through his system there.
Yeah.
And
No, I
And
mean,
he
whatever.
had a mic
Keep
in
him
the
on
ear.
steroids. I'd
Yeah.
rather see this guy than what we saw on the debate. So,
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's their angle now. Is they're actually running social media ads. I noticed with captions like this. I'm not as young as I used to be. That's an interesting
Yeah.
like marketing angle
Yeah.
for a presidential candidate.
Smells of desperation.
Yeah.
it's total. They know what happened was monumental. I don't think. I think in 20, 30 years from now, in political science classes, they're going to be talking about what happened, what we saw the other night, and they're going to talk about how one debate can totally destroy a campaign. I hate to say it.
Well,
Like
then-
there was 50 million people that watched that.
And then Trump has a victory yesterday in the Supreme Court, right?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
This is his race to lose at this point.
Oh,
Between
I
these
agree.
legal victories
Yeah.
and his competition, this is his to lose, man.
I agree.
Yeah, I agree. Unfortunately, it's
Yeah.
really weakened the U.S.
But
as
the-
far as a brand.
The way he
across the
does
world.
lose is if they replace Biden. That's
Yeah.
it's a risk, is what I'm saying.
I think that's if the Democrats do that, I think it's an acknowledge that we lost. And I think whoever steps up will go down in flames. You know,
Yeah.
if it's
Oh, yeah,
Gavin
I
Newsom,
agree.
he'll be done.
Yeah.
They'll like destroy him.
They've
He
got
won't
no
have enough
chance.
capital to get the campaign done, and he'll be destroyed before he even gets started.
Well,
I
they'd
don't
have
know.
to have done it now. You
I would
know,
put
there's
Kamala
like-
up.
yeah.
She should have been running in the first place. And I know, man.
She would do worse than Biden.
I agree with
she
you.
can't win.
Yeah.
But like, you know, somebody's gonna have to run. But
And I'm hearing it's like kind of too late. I don't know the legalities, but in a few states, it's already
it is.
technically too late.
Well, no, I mean, what could happen? The convention delegates are pledged to Biden already. What could happen is you can do something at the convention and
Yeah.
change that. So if you're a pledged Biden delegate, you could vote in an election and
Or
vote
they
for
just have
somebody
a
else.
special caucus for it or something.
Yeah, all the delegates. Usually, I'm a delegate. I'm not a
Mhm.
delegate this year.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm silent. I just don't feel right.
Well,
being a
like
delegate.
you said, are the people really in power? Do they really want him to lose? Do they really want
No,
to just walk
they don't.
away?
But now
So,
it's just a nightmare. Now we
uh,
got two bad candidates, and unfortunately, a country filled with talented people. We have two horrible candidates.
Yeah.
It's just. Hey guys, we're gonna have to. We have Amy waiting out. I'm gonna hold that second segment for next week, okay? And then why don't we go ahead and do all of our ads right now? I'll go out and get Amy, and then we'll finish up the show with our guest, who is Winfield Councilwoman Amy Blaker. So let's go ahead and get our ads done, and we'll be back in a couple seconds. Powering Indiana, Lake County is your source for the region's most trusted electricians. Are you thinking of finishing your basement, installing outdoor security cameras, or does your business have plans to break ground on a new project? Don't leave important projects in the wrong hands. With IBEW Local 697 electricians, you're choosing the highest level of safety and reliability. Visit poweringindiana.org today to ensure your project's in the hands of skilled professionals who deliver on time and on budget. Find your electrical contractor at poweringindiana.org.
Calumet Brewing. Michelob Ultra is a superior light beer brewed for those who understand that it's only worth it if you enjoy it. Containing only 95 calories and 2.6 carbs, Michelob Ultra is a light lager brewed with the perfect balance of hops and wholesome grains, producing a crisp, refreshing finish. With great Michelob Ultra partners like Lionel Messi and epic summer events including the Festival Lakes, Team USA Soccer, and the 2024 Olympics, there is no better time to crack open a cold one. Head over to the Cal Brewery or Michelob Ultra social media for info on this great family of beers. Enjoy the Michelob Ultra lifestyle with beers and cheers responsibly.
The Bug Guy Pest Control, serving all of Northwest Indiana with no annoying contracts to sign, monthly and one-time services available, insects, rodents, and more. We offer pet-friendly, safe, effective treatments for commercial, residential, municipal, office, warehouse, and more. Give the Bug Guy a call today at 219-810-7481 or find them on Facebook to get your free estimate today.
The Pressemer Insurance Agency. For decades, the Ron J. Pressemer Insurance Agency has been your trusted neighbor right on Indianapolis Boulevard, serving all your insurance needs. They specialize in a wide range of insurance products and services, including auto, home, business, and life insurance. The Pressemer Agency serves thousands of people and businesses throughout the Chicagoland and the Midwest. Call Ron or Ronnie today at 219-844-0103. They're here to protect what matters most to you.
The Branding Room Floor, new sponsor. Don't let your business get lost in the shuffle of generic branding and aimless marketing. The Branding Room Floor is Northwest Indiana's best full-service marketing agency, providing data-driven results to help grow your business. From website development and digital advertising to graphic design and branding, the Branding Room Floor will set your business or organization on a clear path to strategic success. Don't wait another day to get started. Visit thebrandingroomfloor.com today.
Tortillas Nuevo Leon sets the gold standard in Mexican cuisine across the Midwest. Look for our iconic red and white label at your local grocery store and enjoy quality Mexican products made with local experts.
Tortillas Nuevo León, hechas con amor, para ti y tu familia de todo corazón. Tortillas Nuevo León, hechas con amor, para ti y tu familia, de todo corazón.
That's Eli's most famous song for sure.
Great song.
I don't know if he was messing around when he did it. He had no idea that was going to be played a million times.
feel like you should push a button at the grocery store and it play.
Yeah, right? Every time you pull one out.
Yeah.
Are you facing legal challenges and don't know where to turn? Who are you going to call? Ku Klux Law. That's who. Your trusted source for legal advice in Indiana and Illinois. Do you need help buying or selling real estate? Call Ku Klux Law. Forming a new business? Call Ku Klux Law. Injured in a car crash or at work? Call Ku Klux Law. No matter what your legal issue, call 219-671-6347 to schedule your free consultation. Who are you going to call? Ku Klux Law. That's who. Hablamos Español.
Is it too loud, Amy, in your headphones?
No.
Okay.
It's a big head.
Okay, sorry.
It is big.
Okay.
I have a little head.
Rogers Roofing. I feel like Rogers needs to go out to Griffith right now. I feel like there's some
Yeah.
business to get.
Yeah,
point.
good call.
Is
Good
it
call. Rogers
too early?
Roofing. Yeah.
When you want the best
That's
for your home
Arbogast Lane.
and family, trust the best in the business. Rogers Roofing. Rogers Roofing has transferred homes in Northwest Indiana and Chicagoland for more than 55 years, providing quality roofing, siding, gutters, and windows, all backed by the best warranties in the industry. To learn more and to schedule your free consultation, visit rogersroofing.com or call 219-933-9145 today. That's rogersroofing.com or 933-9145. And remember, at Rogers Roofing, excellence is expected every time.
MCR Partners is your one-stop destination for top-notch expertise in economic development, finance, and planning. With a dedicated team geared up to tackle your projects head-on, they're your go-to comprehensive solution providers. Dive into the world of economic development with MCR Partners and let them guide you through the maze of opportunities. Check out their website at mcrpartnersllc.com for tailored assistance. Don't hesitate to reach out to Matt Reardon at 219-741-9511.
Misprint Printing. Elevate your brand with Misprint, the premier printing and sign solution in Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana. With a 30-year legacy of excellence, their experienced team, led by Rick Baltensberger, combines innovation and technology to deliver top-quality signs and printing, always on time, always within budget. Conveniently located in Munster and Hammond, Misprint is your partner for creating impactful visual solutions. Visit them at misprintusa.com to bring your vision to life today.
Cantrell and Cantrell. Cantrell and Cantrell, attorneys at law. Are you injured or in trouble with the law? Give us a call and schedule your consultation today with somebody who is in court and at the jail every day. Call John Cantrell at 219-554-4LAW or visit their website at bettercallcantrell.com. John and his wife, Kristen, make a great team and are waiting to hear from you.
Thank you to our sponsors.
By the way, John's never seen Better Call Saul or Breaking
I know,
Bad.
isn't that weird?
Very
and he's
weird.
got the
But
website.
he's got the website.
Better Call Cantrell.
Yeah.
Because he knows everybody said, you remind me so much of this guy.
Yeah, great. It's a great idea. He needs to watch the show.
Johnny is a great lawyer.
He is a great lawyer.
Yeah. He's solid.
Amy's getting a lot of love in chat here.
Aw, thank
Oh.
you.
Hi,
A lot of
Amy.
fans.
Good
Ladies,
morning.
what's up, Amy?
Welcome to
Good
Lockpod.
morning.
This
I'm
is
excited to be here.
I'm excited you're here.
Yeah.
And this is Winfield Town Councilwoman, good friend to the show, good friend to the city Hammond native, Amy Blaker. Welcome to the show, Amy.
Thank you.
Councilwoman Amy
Oh,
Blaker.
thanks.
Yeah. So what has it been, a year now?
6 months.
6 months.
Yeah.
Just
How's
feels
it-
like a year.
Yes.
Really?
Feels twice as long.
So
Yeah,
like
I
the interesting thing is when you get elected in November, you're celebrated basically for 2 months. Like, congratulations.
Yes.
Democrat elected in Winfield.
Yes.
Woman, you're the only woman on the council currently.
Yes.
Right. So like a lot of accomplishments, and then you hit the ground on January 1st. And how did your life change at that point?
Well, there's a huge learning curve. I've been in politics for a long time. I've worked for the congressman. My parents were politically active, but it's different when you're in it,
Right.
Like there's a lot to learn. So I think it was important for me to show a little restraint and get to know my colleagues and figure out what their goals are and just kind of sit back and listen.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm much more reactive than that. Like I want to say like, what? Like,
Yeah.
so I've kind of had to show some restraint.
Yeah.
But there's a lot you don't know. You think you know because you've been involved. I also attend in my professional life lots of council meetings or commissioners meetings. So you think you know, but you don't know until you're really.
Well, it's a lot different. John's telling you got to pull the microphone closer.
I'm not close enough.
It's on an arm, so
Okay.
you can pull it up to you.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
perfect.
yeah.
Yep, there you
Yeah.
go.
All right.
I put it literally like right
Okay,
against. Yeah.
all right.
But
It's awkward.
so like
It is.
So Amy, tell me, what is your least favorite part, if you don't mind? I know there's so many things that are great. You get to work on your hometown. You get to do great projects. You get to create quality of life issues. Winfield's a strong town, especially with solid
it is.
middle
It's
class.
growing.
Yeah, for sure, growing, exploding.
Yes.
But like, there's also negatives when you're the person that's being focused on, right?
Yes. what's the worst part? You know, when I was running, the highs were really high and the lows are really low, and both of them will bring you to tears, right?
Oh, yeah.
So people will say, you know, people would say to me, especially friends that I have that are on the other side of, you know, they would say, don't put Democrat on your signs, you know, or don't put it on your literature. And I'm like, I'm proud to be a Democrat, and I'm not trying to trick anybody into voting for me. I think this is local politics, and I hope people can understand that, you know, the things that sometimes the ideologies that separate us on a federal level have really nothing to do on a local level.
Yeah, absolutely nothing.
So I would say that's the worst part, when people make you feel badly about your political affiliation.
Do you read social media?
Yes.
Do you?
I'm a social media person.
I know,
I use a lot.
You are. I notice you are posting a lot on there. Yeah.
But do you
Yeah,
read what people say? Because it's a problem. Because I did that for a long, long time.
I hate to say this out loud because I'm going to jinx, but I will say that Winfield is kind of small
That's nice.
and growing, and there's not a lot of the stuff you see in bigger, more
That's
established.
great. I'm glad to hear that.
So I didn't see any, you know, horrible things written about me. I mean, I heard, you know, and people will say things like, "Oh, you can't win." People said right to me, "Oh, you can't win there."
Agreed.
Yeah.
Who would ever say such a thing?
Oh, people
Lots
said
of
that.
people.
So rude.
It is rude, but you know what? It just made me work harder. So those people.
People said that to me when I ran for Senate, and they were right.
Yeah, you mentioned you mentioned that, but who? But honestly, what kind of person says that? To
Lots
someone?
of people do.
People
What's
do.
wrong with you?
People do. People say, "Oh, you know, I don't think you can win there."
It's like, shut
well,
the
I
hell
think
up.
I'm going to give you
qualified.
money anyway.
Yeah.
There's no doubt you're qualified.
Yeah, I'm
you
like,
know?
well, you know, I'm gonna. And then there was the big. People would say, "Oh, who asked you to run?" Like,
Oh, yeah.
nobody.
Yeah.
Nobody asked me to run. I decided to run. I would
Yeah,
never
right.
run
You
if I
could never
didn't have that
decide
right.
on your own.
Yeah.
So
You know, Marissa ran into that a lot too.
Oh, I bet.
When she was running, it was like, oh, your husband's going to run the court. Because you could never run that court, Marissa.
Yeah.
You know, it was so
Wow.
ridiculous. Yeah.
Unbelievable.
You got
By the
plenty
way, I
of
haven't
time.
been in the circuit court in probably 6 months. I haven't even stepped foot in it. Like, I hardly even go there. And when I go there, it's usually to get a CLE, but I didn't stop people from talking crap, you know?
Yeah.
Have people changed towards you now?
No, I
No?
would say it's the same.
Yet?
Yeah.
Yeah. Good.
But like, how about? But you mentioned like, because now
That was a
that
short answer.
you're an outspoken, you know, a Democrat, and
Yes.
so like, and I imagine in Winfield they have the fair share of Donald Trump supporters and people that are hardcore anti-Democrat, right? So like,
They do.
have they treated you different?
When I was outside the polls on election day, a gentleman walked up and he said, "Oh, I got your literature, and your resume is so impressive, but I can't vote for you because you're a Democrat,"
Yeah,
and just
right.
walked away. And I was
damn.
like, and I like to believe that he did go in there and vote for me because he came back out and apologized. He
That's
did. He
nice.
thought
That's
that,
good.
you know,
That's
That's
really
good.
nice.
it was kind
Yeah.
of.
He's like, I'm sorry, I spit on you.
Yeah.
Sorry, can I take that back?
Yeah.
But I also had people, you know, I run, so I would run in my neighborhood. I had people stop me that said, you know, I'm not a Democrat, but you can put a sign in my yard.
Yay.
Or, you know,
Oh, that's nice.
and like I said, the highs are high, right? The highs are really high, and then the lows are people that you thought would help you that
Yeah.
didn't.
That's
you know, and
rough,
it's
isn't it?
disappointing, and you don't forget.
I know.
I know it's
You
a
got to.
terrible thing
Yeah.
to say, but
No,
you
Amy,
don't.
I think it's good to like. I plan it in there. I don't act on it, but it's always there.
Yeah.
Like if somebody down
Yeah,
the road's like,
right.
"Hey, Tom, can you help me out with this?" I'm like, no."
yeah.
Right? Yeah,
And I
because I
mean-
remember, you know.
I have to say, I have to shout out to my mother because she is
Who's
the
that?
one that was like, "You can win this," and I'm like, I need you to be prepared that I might not win this,
Jane
you
is
know,
so
like.
awesome.
But she was like, no, you're going to win, you know, every day. No, you're going to win. And I would be like, oh, we'll see. I don't want you to be disappointed if I don't, because
Oh my
I wasn't
God.
going to be disappointed if I didn't. I did everything that I could. So I felt good about it.
So what did you do? You knock on every door?
I knocked on doors.
Are you
I-
district or are you
great.
at large?
We're at large.
Okay.
So we're all at large.
So you had to hit the
Ooh,
whole city.
That's a big area to cover too.
Well-
Winfield
What
as
is
a
that?
mass, you know, it's
Yes.
probably a lot more driving than walking too in some
It's-
cases.
And it's nice. It's easier to connect with voters now with texting. So I did texting. I did 3 or 4 mailers, you know, to the point where, you know, some people said, "Oh, you're really overdoing it." And I'm like,
Obviously
I'm trying
not.
to introduce the voters,
Yeah.
you know, like I'm trying to introduce myself. You know,
There's
Amy-
nothing you could do that'll make everybody happy.
no.
Right.
And everybody's got something to say. That's just the way that
Exactly.
goes.
If you handed out money, they'd be like, "It's not enough," or "This is wasteful." I mean, people would be
Yes.
critical.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to cut you off, Jabez.
That's okay. Amy, are the council people out there running like at large? Or are they districts?
We
Or-
all run at large.
Okay, so how many seats are there?
There are 5, and we run a staggered race. So 3 of us ran in the last election.
And
Nice.
what were the results?
I came in 2nd out of 4.
Wow.
Nice.
So-
Wow.
And you're the only Democrat on the
I
council.
am the only Democrat.
Nice.
Wow.
And
Wow.
like everybody on the council, because we had Republicans on our council before, and we never really treated her like a. she treated herself like that. She was just like, hey, made it clear. At the time, it was Councilwoman Kim Poland. She came in and made it clear she wasn't on board with us. So she was just like, she came on board, and she's like, she was always the stick in the mud trying to pull people onto her team. So is it like that there, or they just pull you in and you guys work together?
Yeah, I like to think we work together. I know I'm new to Winfield, and believe me, they let me know that too. I moved to Winfield in the height of the pandemic, April 2020. Like, did a closing in my car. It was hard to meet people. Like, I knew I was an outsider, but
3 years later, you were elected.
Yeah,
Winfield
that's awesome.
is a growing community. A lot of people are new residents.
I was just going to say, most of the residents are new residents in Winfield.
I don't think that was a very strong argument. Like, you haven't lived here very long.
But yeah, you have like, what, 10% of the population that's been there since its inception? Probably.
Exactly. It's only been a town since 1993.
Right.
So.
That's crazy.
What are some of the hot topics in Winfield now?
I think I know one. Isn't it fire protection and police protection, right?
Yes.
Because like right now, if I remember correctly, the Lake County Sheriff patrols our streets, right?
Not any longer. No, we have our own police force.
That's nice.
Yes,
right.
it is.
That is nice. And then fire department, I think you guys share with like the Four Seasons.
We do.
Okay.
Yes.
Look at me, Mr. Region here.
I feel like you did your research.
No, I did not.
Oh, okay.
That's off the top of my head, believe it or not. You think I'm going to research the show? Come on now. No.
And public safety is very important to me. So and so is transparency in government. And that's, I think, maybe the one thing that I say the most is that, I think this should be transparent. I think one of the reasons that I ran was information was hard to come by in Winfield. Like, I wouldn't know who my council people were. They're not on the website. I only received a mailer from one of the other, and that was years ago, one of the other people when I first came in to the town. So I just felt like it was, you come to Hammond and you know exactly who your council people are,
right.
And so I was just looking for a little bit more transparency. The town is growing, so we have a lot of opportunity for parks and amenities. Like, these are families coming into Winfield.
For sure.
And
young families.
We don't want to, I love Maryland and Crown Point,
of course.
but I think we want our own festivals and our own parks and our own, we want to go out to eat in Winfield, not Valpo or Crown Point.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of opportunity for economic development and putting together amenities that families are looking for.
That's great. I think that makes total sense.
Yeah.
So it blows my mind. I honestly had no idea that you moved there and 3 years later you were on the council. That's a great story.
Oh, well, thanks.
So obviously when you moved there in the middle of the pandemic, you had no idea you were going to be running 3 years later.
No.
And you mentioned that your mom's support helped you win.
Yes.
What drove you? What was the day you were like, I'm running for council?
So we didn't have a primary in May of 23 because there were no Democrats on the ballot at all in Winfield.
Oh my gosh.
And there were
you didn't have to worry about that race.
Right. And there were, yes, I didn't file until July. I got on late. So I didn't even.
Awesome, Amy.
So,
another reason why people probably didn't, think you were going to be successful.
Yes, I understand.
That is crazy.
Got a little bit of a late start. And I met with the chairman and I sat down and I said, I can win this in Winfield. And I had a strategy and I went to him with it and he was receptive. And
Jim Weezer.
Yes. Yeah. Chairman Weezer. And I put together a plan. Like I said, my mom was very, she's my mother. She has to say these things. But she was convinced, you're going to win. You're going to win. And I mean, I was unsure, but I thought I have something to offer the town. I'm going to run. And hopefully, they
sometimes it's funny. When I first ran for mayor, I was naive. And when I look back on it, being naive probably helped me win because I didn't realize the odds that were stacked against me.
Yes.
I was so naive about it. I was like, of course I'm going to beat Mayor DiLello because I'm a better candidate than him. And I didn't realize like how monumental of a task it was for me to do that. Do you think that played a role at all into yours?
Well, first I want to say my mom also thought you were going to win that election
Thank
because
you,
I had to
Jane.
work the polls for you. So she was like,
Jane's always
this young
been
Tom McDermott, she's like, he's going to be mayor. So,
I love
she
Jane.
also knew
Jane and I
going-
worked together a long time ago before I was mayor. So we go way back.
She was but do I think that helped? I think the decision to run, that I didn't give myself a lot of time to think about it. I was just like, I can do this. And and then probably a couple of days later, I was like, oh my gosh.
Well, there's only so much planning you can do in this type of thing anyway, right? You just have to do it. There's no roadmap
I think
can plan for everything,
Agreed, but I think it's awesome, and it's now you look back on it, it's amazing. But like when I ran for mayor, like I said, I was just like I was ignorant to all the pitfalls that could befallen me, and I won and I got lucky. But I think it's,
and to go to the social media thing, that scared me too. I'm like, nobody wants to read, things about themselves, like people just making assumptions, and know that that's not who you are,
Exactly.
and they can type away and put whatever they want. I was like, gosh, I don't really want to deal with that. But if you run for office, you have to have a little bit of confidence in you and you have to have a little bit of thick skin, and
very, very thick
I can
skin.
just I know who I am, so I'm all right.
my theory is just don't look at it. Honestly, it helps me a lot.
I understand.
People
that.
are like, "Hey, did you see what's going on in Hammond?" I'm like, "Nope." Yeah. And I'm the mayor of Hammond. I don't want to see what's going on. I know what's going on in Hammond. I don't need to read that shit.
Yes. And also, don't be the one to tell me bad things about my. I don't want to hear that. Tell me the good things.
Isn't that great? I get
You're
that.
my friend.
Hey, man, do you see this bullshit they're saying about you on the internet? I'm like, no,
in the
actually,
section or something too.
I don't read that on purpose, so I don't want to feel like shit about myself.
I thought I had a really great strategy, and I had a great network of people. I mean, your friends and family are going to help you. But I had friends and family really step up and really do things for me that I was just like, oh, you're doing that. Thank you so much. You're kind of clueless. Like, you're just thrown into it. And I've worked on campaigns, so it's not like I have zero idea. But there's still things you don't know when you're the candidate,
What was the biggest surprise? Was it money?
She doesn't want to say.
Sorry. Yeah, I don't want to get you in trouble. Okay. Obviously, when we invite people on Lockpot, it's to help them out, not to hurt too.
I would say, if you want to say money, I was so grateful for people who donated to my campaign. I raised a lot of money, and I was able to do all the things I wanted to do. So,
do you mind me asking how much you raised? Or
I raised $13,000.
That's awesome for a council race.
Yes,
that's awesome for a council race in a city like Hammond.
Oh, well.
Like in a city like Hammond, that's awesome. In the town of Winfield, which is
Yes, and I didn't have a fundraiser. I just
friends.
Yes.
That's awesome.
I was there.
Yes. So
Amy's. I know Amy I've known Amy for a long time, and besides, before she was an elected official, she was working with a great company. She goes around Indiana as a business developer, and I think this is. Do you mind mentioning what company you work for?
I work for Lockmuller Group,
and they do a lot of work in our city, and. I think that there's a lot of people that don't understand in government. You have people that are called business developers, which Amy is. It's really, I talk to young kids about jobs like yours because it's really a cool job that you have.
It is a fun job.
Yeah.
So do you mind describing your job?
I'm the liaison between the company and the client. And the clients are usually municipalities or counties. And I work for a civil engineering firm. So we help people build their cities and counties into the infrastructure dream that they're looking for. Parks, water resources. We're into energy, traffic, roads, just a full service engineering firm.
And you're like, and you mentioned earlier, you go to a lot of council meetings, commissioner meetings, and you travel the state.
Yes.
And you represent your company, trying to encourage municipalities to build these projects, right?
Yes. Or, I wouldn't say we encourage. I would say we listen to what the client wants and then build around that.
Of course.
How big of a territory do you cover, too?
I go east to like Elkhart, South Bend, and south to Tippecanoe County, whereabouts. Wow, I like to concentrate my effort. I'm a region girl, like I like being right here in the region. So, but I'll go anywhere because
Mayor Rod and Elkhart.
Yes,
you got Mayor James in South Bend.
Yes,
Mayor Rod is super cool. So is Mayor James.
They both are. But as you know, when you were running for Senate, you go around the state and you have an opportunity to see what other towns and cities are doing. And that was another reason, I kind of wanted to run because I'm not knocking. We are growing. So I just want to be a part of building what Winfield could be, right?
Yeah.
Building.
Yeah.
So it's cool to see those types of things. It's cool to see what the party is doing in other areas, how connected people are.
Love.
And how we can be more connected here as a party.
I love that you're doing that. Isn't that so true? Like the fact that you get to go around Indiana and see all these different parties and cities. And then you come back home and you're like, why don't we do this, right?
Why don't we have succession planning here? Why don't we? What would have been, and I'm, again, not knocking, but what would have been nice when I ran was getting a nice packet of here's what you get for a first-time candidate, right? Here's what you need to do. Here's what the filing, what the campaign finance deadline is. Here's, like that kind of stuff. And maybe it exists, but I didn't have it.
Weezer, take notes. It's a good idea. A little brochure of
because
it's
true.
It's a little intimidating to run for office, and I consider myself someone who has experience in it. I worked on the Joe Donnelly, John Gregg race. I worked for the state party. I worked on Congressman Visklowski's elections. It's not like I came out of nowhere, but still, there's things you just don't know.
That's great. Great points.
That is a great point.
You mentioned earlier seeing things and taking it back home. The Big Dem Breakfast. I know you've been, and by the way, Lockmiller was a sponsor of Big Dem Breakfast, but I experienced that in Vanderburgh County, and I'm like, why don't we do stuff like this? And we brought it back home.
That's
Same
nice.
thing. I know you've been a big fan of that. So
I think it's great. I also like St. Joe County does a nice weekly email blast, and it has everything in it. It has meetings that you can attend. It has, and it would be nice to see things like that as well. Like who's having fundraisers, who can you help support?
Mm-hmm.
That's nice to see, and they send it out every week.
See, it's good.
Yeah.
Amy, sorry, this is like kind of different topic, but do you know what the percentage of registered Democrats are in Winfield? I'm just trying to think of your win. It seems like
30%. That's my guess.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I would agree. I won because Republicans voted for me.
For sure.
I was going to say, what an
Absolutely.
accomplishment, right? A testament.
I mean, there were many women that came to the polling location and said, "I came here to vote for you." And like I said, the highs are high.
That is awesome. That is awesome.
Yes.
Isn't that cool?
I won because Republicans gave me a chance.
So now that you're in office and you realize that part of your constituency is a Republican base, now do you conduct yourself differently because you realize that you're representing a significant number of Republicans as well?
Differently? No.
Right. You're still yourself. But
yes, because I mean, I felt that I was qualified and I have something to bring to the table, and it has nothing to do with the letter behind our names, right? It has nothing to do with that. I try to be receptive to the constituency. I mean, we did have one, it was a very minor issue that I changed a vote on because constituents came to the meeting, and, I have to be receptive to what they're telling me they want.
Good.
So I wouldn't say that I would change. I'm here to listen to what any constituent has to say, and unfortunately that means whether they vote or don't vote, or whether they're a D, an R, an I, it doesn't matter. My job is to represent the town.
And national politics don't play too much into the local politics anyway, right? Yeah, it shouldn't.
But is there any, you brought up a good point early on that locally there's less things I think that divide politically, but is there any Democratic thing that you want to kind of bring to Winfield that you're just not seeing much of?
No, I wouldn't say
John's
there's
trying to set
Democrat.
trap.
Yeah, I don't know what you're trying to do to me, John.
No, not at all.
Is there a Democratic thing you're figuring out?
The value an idea. You mentioned transparency. You want to be more transparent.
That and amenities, the parks, the festivals, the things that families want to do in a town, right?
Absolutely.
And I want to go out to eat in my own town. I want to be able to shop in my own town. And we have some great shops and we have some good restaurants. And, it would be nice. I think if you come home from Winfield, you might be either going to Crown Point or Valpo to go out to eat, right? There's not a lot of...
Gotcha.
So it would be nice to see,
have to deal with that.
Right.
Yes, a little bit more economic development.
Yeah, sure.
And like
you know
I
what
said,
I think? You go along John's point. You should start talking about pronouns.
Yeah. Really, maybe bring abortion.
That's
into
what I
it.
was getting
Oh my
at.
gosh.
Bring abortion into local
100%.
politics.
Gotta bring it up.
Yeah.
So the next council meeting is
Send
gonna
out
be
some
interesting.
mailers.
Mailers, lots of robocalls.
John.
Everyone loves robocalls and text messages.
Like a ton of robocalls.
they're going to be
This is
using
Amy
this against
Blaker.
me in 3 years.
No,
Thanks
they're
a lot,
not.
John.
We're
Thanks.
being
Love
funny.
that.
You're
And
you're
I was going to be
amazing.
nice, and I was not going to bring up the time that John ordered a well-done steak
Really?
in front of me.
Where was this?
At table 1.
Oh, yeah?
Yes.
Where's table 1?
French Lick.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I got you.
Yes. You know that he ordered his filet
No, I've been
Beef
with him when
jerky?
he eats.
Wait, is
Well-
that a criticism?
Man,
done.
it
Is that
is.
a
Yeah,
criticism?
dude. That's like the,
Yes.
You
the
and
chef
Kellogg,
gets pissed off
too.
when that happens, dude.
And we did a
And so
tour of
does
the
Meat by
kitchen
Lynn's.
with the chef.
Oh,
and
man.
then I'm like, oh.
Table 1. Oh, I know. Yeah. I
Yes,
did-
and he was sitting next to me, and I was like,
Oh man,
I don't
It's
think
the only way to eat a steak. I don't care what Amy says or Tom or Aaron.
That's right.
or
I forgot about
America
table
in
1.
general.
I mean, I think it was butterflied. I think he
Oh,
asked for
man.
ketchup.
Wasn't
I
it-
think-
isn't table 1 on
well done. I
the
did not
West
ask for
Wing?
ketchup.
Right.
I did not ask for ketchup.
Yeah,
I
I
asked
think
for
he did.
A1.
He was like, I need ketchup.
Oh,
Yeah.
my God.
I did not.
Yes,
So-
it was.
Well,
I was
Amy,
like, I don't know.
I just wanted to say thank you for coming on Lockpod. I think
Thank
you have
you.
you have a compelling story. It's an awesome story. You were a great guest. I hope we never want to get our guests in trouble, but I think you're a great guest.
I appreciate
Did you
that.
take notes?
I
We got
do
some
wanna
good
say-
pointers at the end.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
I was really excited. I was so excited I couldn't sleep last night, but it was because
Stop it.
I'm serious because I was a little afraid of what the title of the show was going to be like.
Yeah, you're
Is
gonna
it
have to
going to
talk
be
to Buzz
something
about that.
appropriate?
Yeah.
Probably not.
Well, No, I've already got it
now
written
I'm
out.
in trouble because
What is it?
now
What is it?
now I've insulted the man who
Robocalls
titles
and
the
text
show.
messages.
John is the worst with titles, man.
Albino venison sticks.
Oh, good.
Featuring
That's
Amy
easy.
Blaker.
Albino.
That's not bad, right?
not bad.
But you
It
might
was a
make me
Crown
change
Point
my
thing.
mind with that whole well done steak
I'm
thing.
sorry.
Put me on blast.
I do want to say I miss Kevin because he brings up Winfield a lot with snow.
Yeah.
Wow, thanks.
Yeah.
And, I take offense to that.
Hold it,
I think it was
Snow.
a St. John.
Snow was from Winfield?
No,
Oh,
but-
that's
but-
right. I forgot my joke.
Yes, but you guys said a Winfield resident
Uh-huh.
hit Snow.
Yeah.
And I think it was a St. John resident.
Probably.
But we all agree that
was
deer was killed
well
for no
done.
reason.
Yeah.
Right?
The question was, it well done?
Was it?
Was it?
You know.
If it was Besmar, it was.
Oh, I don't
Yeah.
want to. Yeah, I don't want to go down this road.
Yeah, you're an elected
Does it
official
taste
over there.
different? Did you
Yeah.
hear what you think albino deer?
Dude, she
taste
could lose an
different than
election
normal?
wading into this deer
Oh
topic.
yeah,
All right.
in
Let's-
Winfield. Oh
yeah.
man, there's a lot of
Yeah.
hunters out there.
Mayor
too.
Land is listening.
So
So,
there's a lot of hunters.
so I just want to say thanks, Amy. You're a great
Thank you.
guest. Aaron, thank you for covering Kevin's absence. Kevin, we're thinking about you and Jana. Jana, obviously we're thinking about you over here at Lockpod. We appreciate you all for listening to our show. Jill, awesome to see you again. Jay Vez, thank you for coming in and coming to you from Locomotive. Another season, or another episode in the books. Want to remind you that on Friday we will not be on the air celebrating July 5th with everybody else, and we'll be back on the air 1 week from today as usual. So thank you all for listening to Lockpod. Thank you to our sponsors. Make sure to frequent our sponsors and mention the show. And this is season 12, episode 20, whatever it is.
20, I think you said.
20?
earlier.
Good.
Yes.
In the books. Lockpod is out. Take care, everybody. See you Tuesday.
Bye bye.